and look at the quality, look at the detail. Yeah, and that enthusiasm is infectious, and it's something that I like to sort of encourage when I was doing workshops. It's kind of like, yes, more of that.
Yeah,
brilliant, love it.
The last time I had that real sense of achievement was I did October last year. I did a workshop with Dave Williams up in the Lofoten Islands. So when we were doing a number of different things, we were doing Northern Lights photography, portrait photography, on location lighting, things like that. And we had a couple of Viking models with us for the whole time. In fact, David Bergman was on that.
Was he?
On that workshop? Yeah. Well, that was interesting. So I was teaching the lighting part, the on location lighting. This is an altitude, and he's sitting in the audience. And I'm thinking, oh, that's okay. Whenever I don't know something, I can just ask David Bergman. He's right there.
Yeah, I don't think it works quite that way, but okay.
No, but the thing was, it was, especially I remember going out for the first night and photographing the Northern Lights, something I've never done before. It's first of all, it's incredibly difficult. I was not prepared for how hard that would be. Just operating your camera in the absolute pitch black, out in the Arctic Norwegian landscape somewhere with zero light. I mean, just operating. Just how do you get focus? Like, how do you focus on anything? It's impossible.
Yeah, it is.
And then I remember coming back. After the first night, I remember uploading the images onto my computer, looking at them and realizing, so 80% of the images are completely out of focus, right? But then when you get the one where you get the Aurora Borealis, the Northern Lights, and it's perfectly sharp, and you just go, whoa.
Yeah.
That blows your mind. You just go, that is incredible. Well processed, but phenomenal.
Yeah.
Now, here's the thing. Of course, I started this episode with the premise that we were going to be talking about the future of photo education. Now, a lot of things have changed over the last year, really, over the last couple of years, with the emergence of AI. So now we've got AI tools available to us everywhere, not only in standalone platforms like Midjourney and so on, but now they're actually built into the tools that we've been using all along, like Lightroom, like Photoshop, for example. And they do a lot of the things, obviously they simplify the workflow, but they do a lot of the things that previously would have required a lot of skill. Like you can literally relight a portrait, which still blows my mind. Now, what's your feeling about this? And also, how important do you think our traditional kind of photography education is in that context of artificial intelligence?
You don't want anything to do with it, because even if you don't use it, it's going to be out there impacting your world somehow. And from my point of view, I mean, you're already using it. As you say, it's now built into Photoshop. I did an image recently on Instagram. I had a look back from an image 5 years ago on this day kind of thing. And I found one, put it on, Instagram flagged it as AI. And it's like, how? It's just like, there's a video of me actually taking this photograph. That's a real person standing in real woods. And I think what it was I had used the magic eraser tool to remove a few stray twigs and bits and pieces. Okay. So the tools that we use are classed as AI by AI, because I guess AI is reviewing the images, which is kind of weird. So there it is. You can't avoid it. And I'm not doing anything to that image that I wouldn't do using the clone stamp tool from 1998. It's the same end result, just the result is 100 times quicker and way better. So you can't ignore it. It's going to be increasingly there. And I started out, if you asked me this time last year, I'd have probably said, nah, don't want anything to do with it. And now I actually use AI in many ways, and all of them are to do what I would do normally, but just give me a little bit of a helping hand. So whether it's ChatGPT giving me some ideas for titles, that's terrific. I'll probably never use the title, but I can take bits of it and take inspiration for that and then go in my own direction. Or we've got a video coming out. I'm not sure when this podcast is going out, but We have a YouTube short coming out where I use the new features in Photoshop Beta, as it is at the moment, to generate a mood board, an AI mood board, and then add my own image to refine the mood boards that it generates into an image that actually looks like my style of photography. And then we took that into the studio and did our own take of the AI version. It was mad, but it was really good. So, the technology is there. It's up to you to find a method to use it that works within what you are comfortable doing, but don't ignore it, because if you do, you're going to get left behind. It's going to roll over you one way or another.
So do you think, like, for instance, future photographers, let's say when we know how fast this technology improves, I mean, it's exponential. It's unbelievable. So let's, if we forward 10 years into the future, I mean, there are apps out there that basically create a corporate headshot for you just from like a phone selfie you take. It completely relights your face and do everything that you would have otherwise had to do in the studio, or do you think this? Or how do you think photo education will change? Do you think there's still going to be a need in like 10 years' time, for instance, for people to really know how to light? Is that still going to be a thing, or?
Yeah, absolutely. There's still people making cyanotypes or bromoils or things like that. The techniques may become more niche, but they're not going to disappear. There will be people who still want to do everything themselves, and there will be people who want to do everything at the click of a button, and there will be people in the middle, and that's absolutely fine. There's nothing wrong with that. It's just how the world is at that moment in time. That's how it goes in 10 years' time. That's how it goes. But you have to find your comfort zone and stick with what you know. I mean, I hated the darkroom. I really couldn't wait to give up the darkroom. It was absolutely the worst place, but I had to be there because that was the only option back in the day. And the minute I got Paint Shop Pro, I was like, well, that's it. Don't sell my darkroom stuff. That went immediately. Let's buy a computer. Let's do Paint Shop Pro. As it turned out, that was a stroke of genius. Worked out very, very well. Maybe embracing AI and becoming an AI expert would be a good idea for photographers that want to make a niche for themselves.
Thank you so much for tuning in. If you enjoyed that clip, then press here for the full episode in glorious Technicolor. Hey, and don't forget to subscribe.